I was an 18-year-old singer in Los Angeles, California, singing in coffee bars and smoky jazz clubs around the city, shopping my demo tape around, hoping anyone would listen. It was June 2001. I had been singing, writing songs, and dancing since I was 6 years old, and all I wanted to do was entertain the masses. One night, a bar in Inglewood that I had frequented was hosting an open mic night, with the winner receiving $1,500. I passionately sang my heart out that night, with a song I wrote called Whatever It Takes, as the song was inspired by my ex, who I had recently broken things off with, who used to mentally and physically take advantage of me. I needed to win. My lights were just cut off, and my car had been in the shop for the past few days after it broke down on the side of the street.
And the winner is Teena Childs.
Oh my God, thank you, I say to the announcer, who presents me with the check as my eyes well up with tears. After my victory, I was presented with the $1,500 check on stage. 10 minutes later, I was heading out the door when a man approached me. He was Caucasian, about 5'10", with cornrows and a throwback jersey. It was 2001 after all. You were great tonight. I loved your set. I'm Frankie Evans. I work in A&R for the record label Mic Drop Records. I find new artists for the record label to sign. I'd love to hear more of your music. Oh my God, really? I say excitedly. Mic Drop Records was a legendary recording label known for its high-profile multi-platinum recording artists. Yes, really, he says with a chuckle. How old are you? You look like a baby. I'm 18, I say enthusiastically. Great, listen, I'm having a small get-together tomorrow night at my place in Santa Monica. You can meet some of the other executives at the label. He scribbled down his address and home phone number on a bar napkin and quickly handed it over to me. Be there tomorrow night at 10. I'll be there. The next day, as soon as I got off work, I practically skipped all the way home, anxious to start getting ready for the party. This could be my big break, I thought to myself, reminiscing on all the talent shows, voice lessons, dance lessons, and countless songs I had written during my youth. After I finished getting ready, I left my Inglewood apartment to take the hour bus ride up to Santa Monica. Who are you texting? Screams a woman sitting near the back of the bus, seated next to what I assume is her boyfriend. I turn my head to see the commotion. No one else seems to care. Who the f*** are you looking at? Turn around. Not wanting any trouble with the unstable woman, I quickly turn back around in my seat. Shanetta, please, I'm not texting anyone. Stop being so fucking insecure all the time. Who the hell are you cussing at? I hear her scream as she slaps him across the face. I turn back around just as the boyfriend stands over the woman and begins choking her. Just then, nearly everyone on the bus starts screaming at the boyfriend for him to stop, and the bus comes to a screeching halt. Two other burly men intervened and forced the man off the bus. But surprisingly, the woman insisted on leaving the bus with her boyfriend in the middle of the street. After the couple exited, the bus continued on. About 20 minutes later, I arrived at the bus station in Santa Monica and made the 15-minute walk to Frankie's house. Being that it was around 9:30 p.m., I was certainly uneasy about walking alone at night, especially in my strapless little black dress and 4-inch stiletto heel shoes, which were causing my feet to ache. But I didn't want my apprehension to screw up my chance to get a record deal. Hey baby, you need a ride? Says a mysterious man in a 1970s Cadillac Eldorado. No, I'm good, I say as I walk a little faster. Come on baby girl, hop in. I ignore him and walk as fast as I can. This seems to anger him as he suddenly throws his car into park and jumps out. I try to run but didn't make it far as I tripped over my heels. Seizing the opportunity, he squeezes my arm and spins me around. Chills went down my spine as I felt his grip tighten. Don't ever walk away from me. With a swift tug, he snatches my small designer handbag from my shoulder that my grandmother had given me for Christmas before she passed when I was 10. He then shoved me to the ground before retreating back to his car, which was still running on the side of the road. The entire encounter only lasted 30 seconds, but it felt like hours. I sprint for my life the rest of the way without looking back until I reach Frankie Street. I finally reach his house and breathe a sigh of relief as I ring the doorbell. It's great to see you again, Teena, he says, as he greets me with a kiss on the cheek. It's great to see you again too, I say nervously. Am I too early? I say as I glance around and only see a few other scantily clad women who look to be in their early 20s. No, you're right on time. Let me give you a tour. Frankie lived in a beautiful penthouse apartment overlooking the Pacific Ocean. It had 3 large bedrooms and 2.5 baths with very modern and sleek finishes and even a jacuzzi. At the end of the tour, we were standing in the foyer when there was a knock on the door. Brian! Frankie says excitedly. What's up, boy? He replies just as enthused as Frankie. Teena, this is Brian Thomas. Brian is the larger-than-life CEO of Mic Drop Records. He's about 6'5", brown skin, 300 pounds, and a low-cut Caesar haircut and black suit. He's known for hosting lavish parties in Hollywood, countless domestic incidents, arrests, reckless substance abuse, multiple baby mamas, and on and on and on. Nice to meet you, I say shyly, not sure of what to expect with him. Damn, girl, nice rack, he says brazenly. By this point, I can tell he's high on something. Brian, this is Teena Childs, a talented singer I told you about? Frankie says nervously. Oh, yeah. Good to see you, girl, he says as he hugs me a little too tight and a little too long. Now sing something for me, he commands. I begin to clear my throat and try my best to steady my voice before singing about 30 seconds of one of my own songs that I wrote about growing up in foster care after the passing of my grandmother and longing for a family. While I sing, Brian stares at me with zero emotion. I close my eyes and lose myself in the song as I transition into my higher register. I end with the whistle note and anxiously wait for his reaction. Oh, that was dope, girl, he says energetically. Thank you, I say as I breathe a sigh of relief. My heart pounds as I realize what this opportunity means for me. It's not just about pursuing my passion for music. It's about sharing my story, my struggles, and my dreams with the world. Come by my office next week and sing for the other executives at the label. Thank you so much. Oh my God, this is life-changing, I say as I reach my hand out to shake his. He instead hugs me tightly again while resting his head on my chest. Yo, Frankie, he says as he finally lets me go. Set that shit up, he says as he picks up a bottle of alcohol. Will do, Frankie says. Come on, y'all, let's party. Brian then picks up the alcohol and tells me to open my mouth. Terrified of making him upset and ruining my chances of making a good impression, I comply as he pours the hard liquor down my throat, and I try to gulp it down quickly without choking. Hey, we got a party girl over here, Brian says as he runs away like a giddy schoolgirl. Frankie says as he leans in. As long as Brian is happy, you'll be just fine. Just relax, he tells me, sensing my anxiety. Come on into the kitchen, I'll pour you a drink. No thanks, I'll just take some water. He ignores me and starts making a drink anyway. I stand there, feeling a mixture of discomfort and uncertainty as Frankie starts mixing drinks for me and him. The taste of the alcohol still lingers in my mouth. I started to realize how quickly things can escalate in this industry. As Frankie hands me a drink, I take it reluctantly, feeling the weight of expectations pressing down on me. I know that navigating this world will require a delicate balance between staying true to myself and playing the game. After a few drinks, the room begins to spin and everything gets blurry. I close my eyes and hold onto the counter as I try to steady myself. You alright? Frankie asks, concerned. Yeah, I don't drink, so it's all kind of hitting me at once. I manage to mumble, my words slurring together. Frankie smiles deviously. If you want, you can sleep over. I don't mind, I have an extra bedroom. My heart pounds with unease, a sinking feeling taking over my body as I realize that I may have stumbled into a situation far more dangerous than I initially anticipated. The rest of the night comes back to me in flashes. There's a flash of me walking down the long hallway to a bedroom, then another flash of Frankie leading me into the dark bedroom, then the final flash of Frankie locking the door behind us, and we're plunged into the shadows. Then I collapse onto the bed, succumbing to the overwhelming darkness and gravity of my own vulnerability, and then I pass out.